we're going to factor basic trinomials like these two. So if there's no number in front and there's no GCF, where I jump straight to is I create this x. I put the negative 20 on top and the negative 8 on bottom. And you're going to think of two numbers that multiply to get the top and add to get the bottom. So you have to think about that for a second. And as you think about that, hopefully you realize that it is 10 and 2. Now, hopefully you realize that it is a negative 10 and 2. So if I think about that, negative 10 times 2 is negative 20, and negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. So what that means is when you write this as factored, your answer is y minus 10 and y plus 2. You take each piece, and those become the parts of your factors. Got y because they're y's. If I were to box or FOIL this, I'd come back to here. Now this one's a little bit trickier because you first want to pull a GCF out. And with GCFs, if the lead coefficient is ever negative, pull a negative with it. You never want a lead coefficient that's negative. It messes everything up. So hopefully you can see here that you have a common GCF of 3, and I'm going to call it a negative 3 because I want to get rid of that negative with it. So when I pull it out, negative 3 times what is negative 3x squared? That'd be x squared. Negative 3 times what is positive 15x? That'd be negative 5x. And negative 3 times what is negative 18? That'd be positive 6. So I pulled the negative 3 out of all these, and this is what's left. And what you should notice is you can still factor that. That is factorable. So we do the x thing again. We put the 6 on top and the negative 5 on bottom. And we think of two numbers that multiply to get 6 and add to get negative 5. And hopefully you can see that's negative 3 and negative 2. Now, so my answer, when I factor it, is going to be negative 3 out front. And then it's going to be x minus 3 and x minus 2. That right there is your factored form of that trinomial.